Well, Stephanie, it looks like you have 2 hours. 2 hours till Raw, in which you will come out and they will say one of the COOs of the company. And you will come out and you will use a big word like unprovoked. Let me break that word down for you, Stephanie. Un, which fits you to a T. Unladylike. Uncouth. Which you can't even pronounce anyway. Unsportsmanlike. Underhanded. And my favorite, underhanded. Stephanie, you will come out and you will say a word that you can't even pronounce, let alone spell. You can't spell unprovoked. You can't say unprovoked. But let me break down the second word, provoke. Provoked. You're gonna come out tonight, Stephanie, and you're gonna say that Triple H will think I'm attacked, unprovoked attack. Well, let me tell you something, Stephanie. You, the authority, and your husband, Triple H. By the way, best wishes. You provoked him last night. You provoked Roman Reigns last night. When you screwed him out of the title again. 4 times, Stephanie. 4 times. The authority screwed Roman Reigns out of the title. What'd you do? Tell Rusev. And King Barrett. If they didn't go out there and let Sheamus win, if they didn't go out there and save the title, if they let Roman Reigns have the title, that they would be fired on Raw the next day. You think you have it all thought up, Stephanie. I told you what happened last night, Stephanie, and that is what happened. You sent your demons out there. And God turned the tables. God put the whole armor of his on Roman Reigns. And he took down your demons. Every single one of them. All 3 of them, Stephanie. All 3. He took down Rusev, he took down King Barrett, and he took down that no-account Sheamus. I told Sheamus he is no warrior, and I back up my theory. I told him every single Celtic warrior Ireland has ever produced have turned their backs on him. And I stand by the truth. You found that out last night when Roman Reigns blew the trumpet like they did in Jericho. The walls of the authority, the walls of the King of Kings, the false walls came down. And Roman Reigns and every Celtic warrior that was in Ireland crashed through and over the kingdom. And when Triple H saw the Celtic warriors and saw Roman Reigns coming, Triple H got up from his throne. Roman Reigns tipped over Triple H's throne, and he decimated his warriors. He decimated your demons. So after your demons were decimated, what were you gonna do, Stephanie? What were you and Triple H gonna do? You could see the fear of God in Roman Reigns' eyes. And when Roman Reigns looked at you, and you looked at your husband, you could see the wrath of God in his eyes, couldn't you, Stephanie? You could see the wrath of God, but Triple H went in there anyway, asked him what was wrong with him, like nothing was happened, like the Authority had never planned Sheamus to win. But the Authority did plan it, didn't they? You told King Barrett and Rusev that if they didn't go out there and save the title, if Roman Reigns won the title, the number one, Rusev, would be fired, and he wouldn't have his lovely bride. Lovely. That's a word I cannot describe. Used to describe Lana because she is not lovely. Catastrophic. Witch. Devious. Fake. Those are words I can use to describe Lana. And Rusev? You told Rusev that if he didn't go out there and save that title and let Roman Reigns, and he let Roman Reigns win, then you would fire him and he wouldn't be able to put together his lavish wedding that he and Lana would have to do in Bulgaria. You told him he would be fired. And then you looked at him and you said if you had done your job, Triple H wouldn't have been hurt. Well, if Triple H hadn't come out there and face one of God's warriors, if Triple H hadn't come out there and provoked one of God's warriors, God would not have poured out his wrath upon Triple H. And tonight, Stephanie, tonight, God will pour his wrath out on you. One demon down. One demoness to go. And tonight you're gonna say, I can hear it already, you're gonna say, this is my ring, this is my ring, this is my ring. And you're gonna lie, Stephanie, because it isn't your ring. That ring was built by the blood, the sweat, and the tears of your father, Vince McMahon Jr., and his father, Vince McMahon Sr. You inherited it, Stephanie. You had nothing to do with that ring. That ring is built on over 50 years of blood, sweat, and tears from every single wrestler that has ever stepped foot beside those ropes. So you see, Stephanie, you have not done anything. You, Stephanie, Your blood, your sweat, and your tears have never entered that ring. Your brother Shane's, his blood, his sweat, his tears, your father's, and his father's. But you, Stephanie, you have never been in a cage match. You have never been in a Hell in a Cell match. You have never been in a match at all. All you've been in is manipulations. And if you fire Roman Reigns tonight, if you tell Roman Reigns that he's fired, you might as well fire Dean Ambrose. You might as well fire John Cena. You might as well fire Ric Flair. You might as well fire every single wrestler that's ever stepped in that ring. You might as well fire every single wrestler that has ever fought in the WWE or WWF or WCW. Because Stephanie, you don't know what hard work is. Picking up a pen and signing a contract, pointing your finger or yelling at the top of your lungs until your face is so red that Satan himself is laughing, knowing that he has possessed you. But tonight, Stephanie, tonight is the beginning. God will be at Raw. God's warriors will be around the ring. And tonight, Stephanie, Raw is beyond your control. Tonight, the ghost of the Ultimate Warrior, the ghost of Dusty Rhodes, the ghost of Roddy Piper. They will all be at Raw tonight. They are in heaven looking down on you, Stephanie, and they are disgusted. They are in heaven looking down at you, Triple H, and they are disgusted. Vince McMahon is at home, shaking his head, and he is disgusted. Because champions aren't bred anymore. Champions are picked. Before, a championship could be won by blood, sweat, and tears. Now a champion is won by your say-so. Well, it ends tonight, Stephanie. So you do your worst. You say what you will, Stephanie, but I guarantee you, by the end of Raw, if you think you will have the final say, I've got news for you, Stephanie. God will have the final say, and God's warriors will have the final vengeance. So Stephanie, be careful what you wish for. Choose your words carefully. Because as I said, God will be there. God's warriors will be there. And a few surprises, Stephanie. You have a few surprises coming at Raw tonight. Beware. Because tonight, Stephanie, is a continuation of what happened last night. Tonight is a continuation of the downfall of the authority and the annihilation of the League of Nations. Sheamus. You won't have that title very long. Soon, the Celtic Warriors, along with God's warriors, will choose one of them, and that warrior, along with God's power, God's strength, God's wrath, and the whole armor of God, will take that title from you, Sheamus. You think you were in chair annihilation last night? I've got 3 words for you, Sheamus. Steel cage mayhem.